fever in South America. So this is a mosquito-borne virus that can infect humans. Pretty early on in my trip in South America, I had a ton of bug bites on me, but I didn't really start feeling weird until a few days in. This is because dengue fever takes a few days for the onset, and I'm not really sure when exactly I was bitten. My first symptom was really extreme eye pain. I kept trucking through the trip, but I kept telling everybody every time I looked any direction, my eyes felt like something was pulling on them. It kept getting worse over the next few days, and probably 2 days after the eye pain started, I woke up with a really high fever. The fever was so high, I genuinely could not get out of bed, and I was trying to cool myself down by any means possible. Again, we're in the middle of nowhere here, so you don't have a lot of options, and I was just downing Tylenol like no other. Luckily, this is the day we actually had to head back to civilization, so I was like, let's not make a big deal about it. We've got this. We've got one more day till we're back in the US. My plan was to go to the ER as soon as I got back in the US just because I knew something was wrong, especially because of the eye pain. But when I got back, I was so exhausted, I passed out. And when I woke up, I actually woke up with like this really crazy rash all over every part of my body, hands, feet, you name it. After that, I went ahead and got tested for dengue, and it turns out I had it, and there's not really much they can do.
Hey everyone, here is today's news. World's hottest scientist Rosie Moore diagnosed with deadly disease. A woman dubbed the world's hottest scientist has shared her diagnosis with a potentially deadly mosquito-borne disease in a video on Instagram. Ecologist Rosie Moore told her 192,000 followers she had contracted dengue fever while traveling in South America. Dengue is a viral infection spread by two species of mosquito that manifests in flu-like symptoms, including sudden fever that can last for as long as 6 days, severe headaches, swollen glands, extreme fatigue, and a faint red rash on the upper body. While severe dengue fever is rare, complications can be fatal. In her video, Ms. Moore explained she discovered a ton of bug bites early in her trip, but I didn't really start feeling weird until a few days in, which is typical for the onset of dengue. Her first symptom was extreme eye pain, followed by a fever, so high that I genuinely could not get out of bed, and I was trying to cool myself down by any means possible. Upon returning to the US, Ms. Moore's body broke out in a really crazy rash, which ultimately is what prompted her to get tested for dengue, for which she returned a positive result. There is no specific treatment for dengue, and while it can be fatal, most cases are less severe. Ms. Moore continued in the video's caption, "I had many symptoms before being diagnosed, such as loss of appetite. We would hike 5 to 12 miles a day, and I was unable to get a single meal down for days. Eye pain, chills, and fever. I was hesitant to share this because I feel like so many people are scared to travel to more remote places, but the trip was so worth it, and I would encourage anyone to get out there and see more remote places of the world." Asked by one of her followers what her recovery had been like, Ms. Moore said hers was probably worse because I was doing such extreme physical activity when I didn't feel well. But I didn't have any energy for like 2 weeks, to the point it was hard for me to just walk, she added. What are your thoughts? Thank you for watching, and tune in next time.